It was in the primitive tribal world that man first learned to summon the ancestral gods and goddesses, to call on forces higher and more powerful than himself. The search for supernatural powers continues, in spite of science and technology. In the heart of downtown New York, even today, occultists call on the old gods. A small English resort town. Alex Sanders lives here. Among occultists, he's internationally renowned as the king of the witches. Approaching 70, he believes he can still summon magical forces. In particular, an Aztec fire spirit.
Right, she doesn't let...
The things that have happened over the years. It's sacrificial. Make sure it's central. In the old days, he used to throw his spears and his knives and cause fires.
Get it down more further on, so you have the other. That's pretty well.
The feathered being, the Aztec, he arrived about 12 years ago and started to manifest through me. And when he started to take over, I'm a trance medium. And the moment I put the mask on, I start to change. I don't particularly like to do it. I'm already beginning to go.
Closed.
I don't know whether I can stand up. It's changing.
If you were just really worshipping yourself, what would you say?
In a sense, they would be right. It is a form of self-worship. The only thing that keeps it from being totally that is that there is this sentient being, which is the Prince of Darkness, or Set, or Satan on a more primitive level. But it is a relationship of mutual respect rather than worship in the popular sense of the word. Yes, we regard ourselves very highly because we feel we are superior beings in a sense that we're not just little robots going around punching our time clocks, getting up, going to sleep, and that's our existence. There's much more to it than that, and we feel that we are gaining the knowledge of that deeper universe.
Before the earth, before the sun, and before the light of the stars, when all was darkness and chaos, the old gods, the forgotten gods, ruled the darkness. But what was theirs now belongs to the world of light and substance. And the old gods, the rightful masters, are jealous, watching mankind with a hatred that is as boundless as the stars, with plans for the destruction of man that are beyond imagining. There is a passageway between our physical world of light, pleasure, and their spiritual world of madness and pain. A gate behind which the demons wait for the chance to take back what is theirs!
We're in big trouble.
Tell me about it.
How could it come back by itself?
I think I know what this means. You know, with the levitation and all that other weird stuff.
What?
You got demons.
Demons?
Come on. I think we better try to cover it up.
Sacrifice. My dad brought it from Europe, and it's got all this stuff in it. See, these guys are like really serious about demonology, and it's like they're trying to warn you. See, these guys knew. They wrote their own music, but they got their lyrics from this thing called the Dark Book. That's like the Bible for demons. And here's the creepy part. This is their only album, and after they made it, they all died in a plane crash. And look at this.
The Demon Lord.
Terry, come on.
Wait a minute. See, the lyrics in the album tell you how to summon the demons. Now, there's this certain time when these constellations are aligned, when you can open the gate and let the old gods, those are the demons, come through. Well, I checked, and it's like now.
Terry, but...
What?
Terry, this is a record album.
But, you see, there are these songs that tell you about the whole ritual for opening the gate. We did it. Here. Start by reading this aloud. You know what it means? Gods of darkness, breeders of chaos, come forth and take possession of this vile world. And you need blood. Remember when you cut yourself? It's all in here. The whole. Okay. The geode. And look at this.
The levitation.
What's that supposed to prove?
Proves we're in big trouble. Didn't tell you about the most important part of the ritual. The sacrifice.
We didn't kill anybody.
It doesn't have to be a person. It can be an animal.
Well, then how come we haven't seen any demons?
I think it's because the sacrifice wasn't complete. If we had put the offering in the hole, we would have blown the gate wide open. I think right now it's like only open a crack. They can influence us, but they can't get through.
It's just... How can this be true?
Wait, I haven't heard anything yet.
What's this?
The album! Backwards. Tells you how to close the gate.
Unspeakable!
Regularly ingested large quantities of LSD.
You don't say.
We became convinced what we saw while on the drug was real. We believed that we were catching glimpses of another reality, another world, just like ours, but slightly different. Populated by slightly different versions of ourselves. We all experienced momentarily as déjà vu, and Billy and I could prolong it with hallucinogenics. But the question, of course, was how to get there without LSD. Billy, as you know, theorized that young children have the capacity to see these other worlds now.
And what was the plan? You were just going to open up a hole and then walk over to the other side?
No. It's not that simple. You have to find the right place first.
Finding the right place to cross over is the key. Dr. Bell once posited that our world has soft spots. Places where the fundamental constants of nature, the speed of light, gravity, the mass of a proton, for example, have begun to decay. As a result, in these particular areas, the membrane between the realities is thinner, almost porous. The Bermuda Triangle is one, but there are others. And until recently, these areas were extremely rare.
If there's one thing the craft emphasizes, it teaches men and women to be themselves, to shed the comforting image behind which they shelter.
Is that cold?
The ordeal is part of the process of coming to terms with yourself and finding out who yourself is. This is one of the reasons for ritual nudity, incidentally. It is very difficult to maintain an image when you're naked. There's nothing so image-forming as clothes, so it's a great symbolic step in the direction of finding out who you are.
I want you as yourself, nothing else. Exactly the way nature made you.
It is the day of the winter solstice, and Francis is led away to be initiated. Like a traditional Celtic warrior, he will have to pass through the ordeal of the 4 elements: earth, water, air, and fire. Only if he succeeds in his quest will he be accepted as a witch.
All right, Mark, take the wellies off.
All right, you can be binding his ankles while I take his clothes off and tie his...
Yeah.
Tie his wrists.
Tie his wrists.
Then we lay him down and disappear.
When becoming a witch, the candidate's earthly name is replaced by a magical one. For Francis, it will be Usna, and his first ordeal is of earth.
Usna!
Anybody who attempts to explore Satanism needs to be strongly advised against it. Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light. The very nature of Satan is such that he is a liar, and that he endeavours to convey something which is not true. And I think people who are deceived into being caught up in that are placing themselves in a very dangerous position. And my strong advice would be cut with it immediately.
Alright, y'all. What is going on? It's Black Balloon. And I'm coming back with another video. The last video that we dropping on Patreon for the year. Thought it'd be pretty cool to drop it on the last day of the year. So y'all already know what's going on, man. I hope y'all enjoyed those clips. And, you know, I specifically, just to get right into it, I specifically put that last clip at the end so I could kind of remember to just go right into it, because I thought that was, you know, I thought that was interesting, but it's not something I haven't heard before. You know, it's not like I haven't heard people tell others to not try and basically, you know, expose the occult, you know, expose Satanism, expose the devil, you know, expose all of that good stuff, rituals and blah, blah, blah. You know, obviously you don't want to do something, you know, to where it becomes like poison and it's all your mind can think about, and, you know, you turn into something that you know, you were never meant to be, because you can't control how much you seek something, you know. And I think myself, I got a very good balance with that, you know, as far as like not letting this consume me. You know, I don't let it turn my energy dark. I don't let it turn me to anything other than what I am. You know, all I'm doing is like, I'm still researching. That's the thing. Like, I still find things that I don't know, and I still try to find things that I don't know, you know, so I can better present it as well. And then just to have more knowledge, you know, because if you think about it, you know, people that are Satanists or just the devil himself, they know everything about the Bible. They know the Bible, you know, they know God's word. Most of them know, you know, who God's people really are, you know, most of them. So if they can know God the way that they know God, if they can know the Bible the way that they know the Bible, why can't we expose the dark side? Why can't we bring the darkness to the light? In a sense, it's almost like a duty. It's not everyone's duty, but once, you know, once you kind of step into that role, it almost becomes a duty, you know? And then you kind of, you know, I guess you want to hope to turn it into exposing darkness and, you know, bringing the light, you know, to the equation just as much as you expose darkness. So basically, talk about God, you know, learn God just as much as you learn about the occult and exposing the devil and exposing, you know, everything that has to do basically with the occult and numerology and all that good stuff. And I guess in a sense, it kind of goes back to, you know, like what I've talked about. I think I've talked about it a few times on the channel, just as far as how people are mostly interested in the things that are like evil, you know, like how somebody, well, not somebody, but how like thousands of people can watch someone get murdered, you know, and actually be interested and want to watch it, you know. And if you pay attention to the way things are going in life and the signs of the days that we live in, everyone is like getting colder. Everyone is getting more conditioned to things. And of course, you can blame it on the internet. The internet probably owns the largest percent of why things are the way they are today, as far as people being conditioned and basically desensitized to murder and all kind of things, you know, because at the end of the day, that's exactly what it is. Everybody is becoming desensitized to it. That's why people want to see murder. Like, I'll see people asking for the links of someone that might have just got killed. You know, like, people want to see it. And, you know, my whole point of bringing that up was that the fact that people don't want to really know about God how they want to know about the evil things in his life. And I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's a good thing that people are that way, but that's just the times that we live in. People's hearts are going to turn more cold. You know, they're not going to be focused on God. They're not going to be focused on good because that's boring to them. They don't want to learn about good things and not doing what you want to do, not wanting, you know, just to dwell in that same shit that you do all the time, live that same lifestyle. They don't want to hear shit other than that. They want to be able to do what they want to do, not what they actually need to do. And that's like the biggest part of the battle, is letting go of the shit that you want to do, like that, you know, just that regular ass lifestyle of doing the same shit over and over and over, you know, and you know it's not good for you. That's that battle, you know. That's the battle that really everyone has to face, and most of you are going through it right now. I mean, even I am. It's a daily battle. That's a battle that you never completely win it, you know? Like, you're going to always be fighting yourself at the end of the day. But, you know, the times we live in, it definitely shows itself. You know, like, if you just pay attention, you can see all of this stuff. And you can see exactly why people are more interested in this kind of stuff than they are interested in God. Now, am I saying that to be like the reason why I don't talk more about, you know, God and the Bible and all of this other stuff? No, that's not the case. That's not why I do it. I don't do it just because I feel like you're going to be more interested in this. No, I just feel like this is what you need right now. You know, this is what most people need right now, because everyone is on the internet. Everyone wants to become famous. Everyone wants to be in the industry. Everyone wants this, wants that, you know. So you need to know this stuff first. You need to know this side so you can then have a better understanding of who God is. And then you might be able to learn God. You might be able to learn yourself truly, who you truly are and what your true purpose is here in this world, you know. So yeah, y'all, I'm not gonna keep it going too much longer. I don't want to just, you know, start ranting in this video and getting far from kind of what this video was about. You know, I definitely thought those were some pretty good clips there to basically, this was kind of like a part 2B sort of to the video that I just put out. I just did part 3 just so it didn't look confusing on the title, but y'all already know what's going on, man. We're gonna wrap it up with that. We will be back with new, fresh content, starting the new year off right. Once again, I appreciate everybody that's watching this video, that has subscribed to the Patreon. Y'all already know what's going on, man. I really appreciate y'all's support. And that's what it is, man. With that being said, I hope y'all have a good New Year. Happy New Year. If you guys celebrate it, be safe. Y'all already know what's going on. It's Black Balloon. And I'm going to see y'all next year. I'm out.